Okay, so you think you know the major scale, uh, and I'm sure you do. You probably know this, right? There's your C major shape. Second finger, fourth finger, first, second, fourth, first, third, fourth, right? Done. You know your major scale. Maybe not. I want to show you some other shapes that are useful to learn, because you're going to find yourself in situations where that shape may not be so conveniently available to you. So I'm going to show you a few, and I'm going to show them with different roots, just besides C here. But here's one. Here's one you'll learn if you play the upright bass. And this is where you end up using like open strings. So I'm going second finger, open, first, second, open, first, third, fifth. I'm just leveraging those open strings. On an upright bass, you'd play it. You'd do a shift on that last part, but that's it's useful to learn how to play your scales and leverage the open notes sometimes too. This is what E looks like, E major. You'll see that was I played kind of 3 notes per string on these first two. Open, first. You can play this or this. Down here, I tend to use my pinky. You'll notice you have to do a little shift to get back to those, but that's another way to play the major scale. Let me show you another way to play C major. This is using 2 notes per string, okay? That's another way to play the major scale. I just played 2 notes per string, and it forced me to back up, and it if you play it like this, it opens itself up to use like hammer-ons and pull-offs. Okay. So there's so many ways to play the major scale. Here's another one that you really should try to get your head around, and you'll think it's not a practical way to play, but you'll see in a second that maybe it is. I'm going to play E. I played it all on the E string there. Why would you want to know what that looks like on a single string? There may be cases where you want to embellish off of each of like the chord tone or each of the tones of the major scale. Simple example would be like, playing fifths off of each of them. Right? One last one I'll leave you with. I think it's really helpful to learn how to play your major scales or any of your scales or patterns, starting on different fingers. So I'll play C starting off of my pinky in this position. So normally I'd play it like this. Learn to play it like this. And why bother doing that stuff? because sometimes you're playing through a bass line and you land on the root, and the root is under your pinky, so you need to know how to see all of those like melodic shapes in a variety of positions, and a lot of starting points, you know, so you minimize shifting and whatnot. But yeah, this is a really important, obviously like a foundational scale. If you don't know the major scale, there's so many, you're gonna have difficulty like reading chord charts, you're gonna have difficulty like building chords, you're gonna have a hard time communicating with like bandmates about like, you know, different intervals and chord types. Like it's all, everything's like, our music notation communication is the foundation of it is the major scale. For reading music, you know, like you need to know this scale. It's so fundamental. It's so much is built off of it, and then just variations off of it. So now maybe you want to try and learn some of those different shapes, and then you can say, yeah, I know the major scale.